It is Friday night pint, and that means as we're here live, ready to talk about all of the ongoings, comings and goings of West Ham in the latest news of West Ham. Starting off, obviously, we're going to be talking about the controversial Karren Brady interview. Me and Nicky done a preview on Wednesday, and everyone was saying, "Oh, what do you think about the Brady? What do you think about the Brady interview?" We've watched it. We're going to give our thoughts on it. We're going to be talking about Jonathan David to West Ham, potentially on a free in the summer. And the Scott has brought this one, the season ticket renewals, and looking at really how many of the old school fans have we really lost since we moved to that stadium. So we're getting into that. But lads, good to see us.
And you, mate.
Yes.
Hey, yes, very good. Very good to see you.
Nicky's introduced a new rule everyone's going to be happy about for Friday Night Pint, that from next Friday we've all got to have a pint. Because we have to
be essential. Everyone's got to have a drink from now on. I'm not calling these shows because I looked at post-match pint as well. We're not drinking fucking pints anymore. So
we're not drinking enough.
We're not drinking enough. Yeah,
our livers are too pure. We need to
get
some alcohol in this liver. So you're right. Let's do it. We'll do it. You're right. It's the name of the game. So
listen, I've got a pint. It's a shandy, but I've got a pint.
He's grassed himself up. We was gonna take that one.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Baroness Brady. Sorry, the Baroness herself. Yes. Talking about the Baroness, Karren Brady. She was on I think it's the Boardroom podcast, young Jack Sullivan's podcast with that other bloke, and talking about her illustrious career in football. And if you don't think it's illustrious, we'll just listen to the co-host and he'll tell you how illustrious it was. And about the move to the stadium, best moments at West Ham, all of that sort of stuff. And it got quite a lot of backlash and outrage from the fan base. I mean, look, it's Karren Brady. Like, she just has to breathe, and it's backlash because we're not fans of Karren Brady. So anything she does, we're not going to be at. But Scott, I know you didn't get to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little bit of a chat on it before. You got to check it out, Nick. You got, I think,
I got a clip. If you want to see it now.
Let's start with a clip, because then we can have a little bit of context now. It'll help Scott out as well.
I know, speaking to your dad over the years, he's spoken about the challenges of bringing West Ham to this location, and some of the fans being upset at the decision and not agreeing with it. And when you're sat in those meetings and when you're going through those processes and you're trying to build the company and improve the company, how difficult is it when you've got the fans saying, I don't agree with this, but you believe that it will be fundamentally different? And
well, I always make the decisions I believe are right for the right reasons. And coming here was the right decision for the
right. Let me stop it there, right? Because I'm going to break this down as we go. Otherwise, we're going to get copyright struck. So we're going to
copyright struck,
whatever, right? First of all, this is the first issue I've got with it, right? Not once did he turn around and say, right, is it the best for the fans? He's turned around and said, is it the best for the company? Yeah, that's what we've put it down, a company, right? And she's just said, I've made the right decisions. Okay, so we'll carry on from there.
Right reason. I knew there would always be an element of supporters that didn't want to, and people don't like change. I mean, it's true. Most people want things to stay the same, but actually without change, you can't evolve. And this stadium has given us a platform on which we've continued to grow the club. It's led us to win a European trophy. It's given the opportunity for 35,000 families to come in here every match day. We have the cheapest season tickets, despite being in a new stadium in London in the Premier League. We have the cheapest adult season ticket at 345 quid. All of those things are possible because we're here, and all of the good work that we do in the community, the tens and tens of millions of pounds we invest locally, is all because we are here. So I think you have to try and bring people on the journey with you. We tried really very hard. Lots of people are now used to the stadium. You get into new habits, you find new friends, you find new routes to getting here, new places to drink, and everything is calm. And people, I think, are now beginning to realize that it's not stadiums that create atmospheres, it's supporters. And they've had some brilliant nights here, and long may it continue.
One question.
No, right. That will do me. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I've already to it once.
Right. Where do we start on this one, boys?
Mate.
I'm sharing the screen. Hold on. Let me stop sharing
Yeah.
that. There we go.
Just on the change thing, right? Fans that hate change. Anyone hates change. Do you know what? It's one thing to not like change, but when the change is bad, that's a whole nother thing that you can't just put on, oh, people just don't like change, because the change has gone from a historic proper football ground to an athletics stadium that isn't fit for purpose, wasn't built for football, was built explicitly when they built it. Sebco said, we are not building this with football in mind. It's an athletics stadium. It's not going to be football. And we've seen it and we're renting it. So the change is bad. It's not good change. So you can't use this excuse of, oh, people don't like change. Listen, imagine if we moved to an all-purpose, say we had like Spurs, what Spurs have got, yeah, or what Everton are getting. There'd be some fans, of course, we'd miss Upton Park, but do you think the reaction would be the same if we had a purpose-built, proper football stadium? You know, where we're close to the pitch, and you know, the atmosphere would be better. People wouldn't be as mad.
And that's what it boils down to, mate. At the end of the day, look, the move was a good thing, right? To take the club forward if it was done the right way. The move overall was done the complete wrong way. The stadium isn't fit for football. It's never been fit for football. It is a athletic stadium first and foremost, and the football, like you said, there was non-existent about it. No one was give a shit about they didn't want football in the stadium. They just wanted it. Yeah, athletics going to leave a lasting legacy, like every other stadium that was built for an Olympics that is now disused and falling apart and got trees growing through it. You know, at the end of the day, it should have been built for football. That's all down on Sebco. You know, he's a bit of an egomaniac and, you know, wanted it all about him, and that's why Londoners and the taxpayers are stuck with it. But look, the move of it overall was wrong. The way it was handled was wrong. But we needed to move out of Upton Park. We were getting too big for Upton Park. The support was getting too big. But the way it is, and the stadium itself, the style it is, and the way they move the people, that's why we don't like it. We don't like it. None of us like it.
I've got a couple of points I've picked up in that clip, and I've watched that clip over and over again. 35,000 families. I mean, I don't know what she classes a fucking family, but even if it was two, the fucking maths is wrong for a start. There's not 35,000 families going in there every week. They're lucky to get 60 fucking thousand, if I'm honest, because no one fucking turns up because they've sold tickets to any Tom, Dick and fucking Harry that wanted to get their hands on one when we moved to the stadium. The cheapest season tickets, yes. She said London at first, which makes me think it's one of them ones where she's saying something to cover her arse.
She was saying London means we're in London, which means you'd expect to pay more in London. That's how she meant.
Okay. Well, I'll double check. I haven't double checked it, but I'll double check that as well, because we may not have the cheapest season tickets. But she said London, just yesterday there. And the other thing was, we've had some fantastic nights in this stadium. I can count on one hand. We've been there for 10 years. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've enjoyed being in that fucking stadium. She does go on after that. It's a little while after that, and say it might be the next part actually, but she does go on to say the stadium doesn't make an atmosphere, the supporters do, which I think is one of the things that you know, a lot of people are upset about. I agree with her to a point. But if that's the case, go and play over the park and see how much of an atmosphere you can create over there. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, of course it's, you know, and I've looked at, that funny enough, it sort of coincides with what I said the other day in terms of like, the way the stadium's run. Everything about the stadium is wrong. Everything about the stadium is wrong. It's been wrong from day dot. Everything about the stadium, the aesthetics of the stadium, the way the stadium's built, the way the stadium's set out, the distance between the top tier and the bottom tier, the distance from the pitch, the acoustics of capturing, I've got a couple of people that went and saw Everton's new stadium the other day. They done a test run with a youth game there the other day. Said it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to move there. Everything about the stadium's wrong, right? The only thing, and I'm going to present this again as a share screen. The only thing that's better in this stadium, yeah, you can see that, yeah, is where they're sitting.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can tell you now. Look at where they're sitting. Look at the plush place. Scott, we've sat in the old Upton Park.
Yep.
Yeah, it weren't nothing like that. I can tell you that.
Definitely weren't nothing like that up there, mate.
That is the only thing that is better in that stadium, and it's the only thing that they'll see in that stadium. To be fair, I'm going to be totally honest in terms of the way the way it's been. She hasn't said anything in that interview that she hasn't said before. She's not going to go turn around and go, it was a big fuck up moving into the stadium. We shouldn't have gone here. She's never going to say that. Get out of your head. She's never going to say it. But the only thing that I would say is is that she's still trying to ram it down our fucking throats. She's still trying to dupe the world into telling them, like, you hear every single rival supporter that comes into this ground, yeah, and I agree with them. This is the fucking worst thing. Say you sold your soul for this shithole. Every single set of supporters that come to that ground sing that chant. You sold your soul for this shithole. You sold your soul for this shithole. And they're right. And they're absolutely right. We did sell our soul for that shithole. How many good nights have we had there? 5, if we're lucky. That I can count in my 5 nights out of 10 seasons. That's over, if you go European games and cup games, it's probably over 200 games that we've played there. Well over 200 games. And we've had 5 good nights there. What can you say? Chelsea, Seville, Lyon. No, Lyon wasn't even a fucking good night, was it? The semi-final when we won the Conference League. I mean,
Leverkusen was a good night. We didn't win it. Leverkusen.
Yeah, Leverkusen was a good night. It was a bad result. It was a good atmosphere. It was a very good atmosphere.
But she is winding the fans up, as someone said, with intent. She's doing it intently. She wants rid of you, and she wants rid of me. And you see it time and time and time after we go to this stadium right now. Is that the more times I go there, the more tourists I see there, the more people I see. You look behind us, we go straight from from our seats to do the fan cams. You look behind us and the queue that's going into the shop. Look at the queue that's going into the shop after every game. That is exactly what they want. They've got exactly what they wanted. The place where they're sitting in that fucking interview is exactly what they wanted, because they don't have to see the rest of it. Never mind, they don't fucking show you the fucking roof that was leaking on Saturday. That as I was walking out. Honestly, the stadium is a piece of shit. It is a piece of shit. It always will be a piece of shit. But I don't really understand the big backlash. As I said, she's not saying anything she hasn't said before. She's never going to ever in a million years come out and turn around and say, that's a load of shit here. We don't like it here. She's never going to say that. That was always their intention. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's a businesswoman, and I do have to respect that in some aspects of it. That she's here to run the business. That's all she's here to do, is run the business. The one thing I did pick up in that podcast as well, at one point, it says she was only meant to be here for 6 months. Why didn't she just fuck off after 6 months?
Well, she answered that. She explained it. Why she didn't fuck off for 6 months.
Yeah, well, she did. She does. Yeah, but I'm just saying, in retrospect, I wish she'd have just fucked off.
No,
because I can't stand a woman. I'm going to be honest.
No, listen, I can't stand it. Let me quickly read this before, say what I want to say. Rich West Ham, £2 super chat. Thank you very much, Rich. She's so smug. She wants to be Alan Sugar. Yeah, she never comes across good. I disagree that she was winding the fans up with intent. I massively disagree, and it's not me defending her, but she's just gone on a fucking podcast that Jack Sullivan, her boss's son, has asked her to go on. She's answered a bunch of questions, and she's going to answer them in a way that does the PR. Like, she's not going to come out and admit the stadium's a shithole, like you said. So, but she's going to sit there and try and spin things positive. She's not spinning things with the intent of, oh, this will wind up the fans, or I'm going to trigger the fans. She wants the fans. She wants to convince us. She's trying to pull the wool over our eyes, trying to make us think, yeah, it is a great thing. We've had a great night. It's PR, it's spin. I think it was a whole load of nothing, and people are getting outraged for nothing for the most part. But there was things that, like, I don't expect to say the stadium's shit. What I would have liked her to say, though, is, look, we are still committed. Like, she doesn't even have to admit there are things like, we are still committed to making this stadium as good as possible for the fans. Like, what we have now, I think, is great, but it's not the finished article. It's not the best it can be. We are going to do everything to make sure that this stadium is as good as it can be and is perfect for our fans. So you're acknowledging it, because when you say what she's saying,
sorry, I'm going to be honest here. I think that would wind us up more, because I don't think it can be, and she knows it can't be. She knows exactly what it is. You know, I've been in meetings with a woman when I was asking to see how, you know, and I got a lot of flack for that, so I stopped doing it. You know, they asked us, what can we do? We don't know what to do. You know, what can we do? And, you know, a lot of people were just saying, we'll move back to fucking Upton Park. You know, fucking cancel the deal and move back there. And unfortunately, we can't. What can we do? You know, they're desperate to try and do it. Look, the more and more you go there every season, you know, remember, if you think back to the days when we went there in the initial season, there was fucking barely anything there. We've had a statue built there. We've got all of these things surrounding the stadium. We've got decor up there. We've got flags up there. We had flag wavers at one point. We've got somewhere to put our beers now. You know, they've changed so much of it. But that's still shit. That's all they can do.
Me and Scott were standing. We are on the scaffolding. Mine and Scott's seats are on the scaffolding, and we always point out where we stand. Because they've got the two bits of scaffolding. They've got this fucking, what is it? It's like a cover for the gap.
Yeah, it's a raised cover to cover the gaps.
Yeah, and you stand on it. Scott, like, a lot of the time, gets a bad back from standing on it. And what is it? They've got, like, on the edges, they've got this, what was it? Like, what do you call it? Metal
foil tape.
Yeah, like, we was peeling it, looking at it, going, this is like basically like tin foil around the edges.
It's duct tape. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. The thing is,
silver insulation tape.
Yeah. And this is the thing,
you know, the same as tinfoil.
Yeah, you look at like there's a couple of things, right? You look at Everton and you look at Spurs; they've got into purpose-built football stadiums, right? So it helps generate an atmosphere. The biggest problem with what we've got is we moved from Upton Park to this stadium that wasn't purpose-built for football. That's what it all boils down to. If the stadium was built for football, yeah, as a proper football stadium with the right size, the right shape, things would be a bit better, because it's a purpose-built football stadium. The atmosphere would be better because we're so sparsely spread out from each other now. It's hard to generate an atmosphere, and that's the problem. You used to have one of the blocks. You had one of the blocks over. I can't remember what block. What's the block where they built the bloody wall? Right.
Yeah. That's 114, isn't it? 114.
That was generating an atmosphere. They put a bloody wall up.
Yeah, exactly. How can we improve it?
Do you know what I mean?
Fucking making it worse.
Yeah, and this is the thing. They're stopping the atmosphere. They're stopping. Why didn't we apply for safe standing?
Yeah, we were supposed. I remember Gold talking about it years ago.
You know, you look in the section that we stand in. You look over at 114. You look over at the Bobby. Is it the Bobby Moore end? They're standing up. Why couldn't we be one of the clubs that go for safe standing. Why couldn't we have that? Which then, as we all know, we were all there back on the terrace.
Because of the fucking floor we've got, I don't think it would be safe.
but you know what I mean? It's stuff like that's what generates the atmosphere. Yes, fans do that, but when you're constantly telling fans they've got to sit down, you're not going to get an atmosphere. Yeah. And this is the thing. It's the style of the stadium and how they're running it. Look, at the end of the day, you summed it up, Nick. They don't want us there. They don't want us working class blokes, working class families who go to work and come and watch football at the weekend as you're released to vent a bit, to do what we used to do. You know, we've all done it, playing Sunday morning football, Saturday football. You know, that was your release from your day-to-day doing your work. Yeah, that was how you got your pent-up aggression of having to work with a bunch of idiots, whatever it was, shouting at the players. They don't want that no more. They don't want me there. They don't want you guys there. They don't want half the people in the chat there. They want people that are going to go there, sit on their ass. Oh, good girl, well done. Go and spend 300 quid in the fucking club shop. Go and buy popcorn and all that shit. That's what they want. Yeah. there you go. Sums up perfectly.
Yeah, it's a gentrification.
You know, it is. And that is what it is. And it is the same in every single football club now. Every single Premier League football club. They don't want us there.
Yeah. It's Everton's going to have a nice stadium, but it's still going to be a modern football corporate stadium, and that's the problem. But on the wall, you mentioned the wall, and the thing is, the big part, because there was a clip gone round of these two lads saying like, "Oh, we've had like people are over complaining about the stadium." It was a podcast. I'll give them credit. Oh no, they haven't put credit here. We Are West Ham podcast. So shout out to those two lads, not having a dig at them, but they was defending the stadium, saying, "Look. Like people was only complaining about the stadiums when we've been crap, which isn't true. When we was in Europe, people were still complaining about the stadium. We were still shitting on it, by the way, when we was having those good nights. But they was also saying like, well, we've seen that we can create an atmosphere in all these good games. The thing is, at Upton Park, when we wasn't great and the games weren't great, because you need the team to put in a performance, and that's going to translate to the fans and it's going to help the atmosphere. When it wasn't, so much of that atmosphere was generated by the fans on the other side of the away fans, Trevor Brooking lower, and the fans to the left in Chav Corner, having that interaction back and forth with the away fans. That interaction really is what spurred on the atmosphere and generated the noise when the things on the pitch wasn't so great. Now, not only do they have the wall, from day one, they decided to put the families and all these free tickets and day trippers they hand out to the right-hand side of the away fans. Yeah. So if you're really away fans, left you got a wall. To the right, you got the people that sit down at football. And that is not conducive to an atmosphere at all when things aren't going well.
I've been to every single Premier League ground. I think bar one. I don't think. Oh, no, I did go to Brentford. I've been to every single Premier League ground since we've come up. I never went to Luton, but they're not a Premier League club anymore. But I never went to Luton. But I've not seen one, and I've been to many lower league ones as well. I've not seen one that have built a wall between the home fans and the away fans. Not one.
No, I've seen nets. I've seen cages.
Fine. Nets,
you can still see the fans. You can still see them. You can still interact with
the fans. The wall. I'm going to tell you the reason why they built the wall is there was an incident at Chelsea, and there was a little girl. And apparently there was some coins chucked at the little girl. And I'm going to tell you now.
True. That's way before the wall. I think you're getting that mixed up.
Yeah, no.
That was years ago, Nick. That was years ago. Yeah,
that's the reason why they built the wall. That's the reason.
Why. The wall's only come last season.
No, the wall's been there a few seasons, mate.
No, the wall was nowhere. The gap between the wall coming and the coins was the coin thing was earlier on in our time there. The wall came not that long after the when they gave the fucking European fans the drum.
They tried to segregate it, so they kept a block empty.
Yeah, that's what they had that little row on 113
empty, and then they wanted the revenue back, so they built the wall. That is why they done it, and I know that for a fact. Yeah, that's why they done it. I don't know how many times people have been to Millwall. I don't know how many times people have been to Chelsea. I don't know how many times people have been to Man United. I don't know how many times people have been to Leeds, Tottenham. for a start, you're going to get stuff chucked at you. You're
Someone
going to
had
get
piss chucked on them at Spurs away when they was in Wembley. West Ham fan had piss thrown on them.
They fucking filmed themselves, the idiots, and then people found out his phone number. But that's what I'm saying. You're going to get stuff chucked at you. It's part of it. Put a net up. You don't need to block off the wall. You know.
What you do? People are throwing coins. Guess what? You identify them and you fucking ban them for life, and then you also nick them and all of that shit. And then that happens. People think twice. You don't have to. Oh, we're going to put a wall up to prevent. Like people want to fucking throw shit. They'll throw shit over the wall. The walls.
Exactly.
I can fucking throw coins over that wall. I can tell you that for free.
The thing is, I know in Europe there's a big problem with hooliganism around certain countries now. But you look at the atmosphere that's generated by the German fans. Do you know what I mean? They have. I'm sure that I haven't been on, but from what I see, I'm sure they have nets up, separate sports, things like that. But the atmosphere they generate, they have flares in the ground. No, we can't have anything like that. It's ridiculous. So these are things that generate atmospheres.
There are things, though, Scott, where there are some certain people that just can't behave themselves.
Oh, yeah, look,
mate, you ban them. You just get them out. That's simple. Like you don't follow the rules, right? You start doing stuff trying to hurt other people. You're out of there. Like don't fucking make everyone else suffer for the actions of one idiot. And that's what they've done.
Yeah.
Like
but that's what our club do. You remember when we got? I mean, so there's the authorities. You remember when we got banned from Europe because people burst into the turnstiles? People that didn't pay for tickets, and travelled without tickets, and was nothing to do with the travelling fans, right? They burst into a stadium, and the people that pay for tickets had to miss the next one.
Yeah,
fucking brains behind it.
And you know, on the coin fit, I'm sure I remember it turned out that Chelsea fan was talking bollocks. Like he got exposed for it. He didn't get.
I thought there was a video that the parents gave the kid the coins.
There was a video. And
that was it. Yeah.
The mum took the coins out of her purse, and I've seen it. So they wouldn't admit that, West Ham, but I've seen it. I've seen it. It was a load of bollocks. It was someone trying to get a quick payday in the papers. That's what it was.
I remember the fucking specky. My daughter.
They lost the day, didn't they? So that's why they done it. So
pathetic people. Gravy here. Shout out Gravy. 23.99 euros because he's obviously from Ireland. So euros. As a foreign fan, have been up with the football tourists. Got told to be quieter from a yank. Try to get as close as possible to with real fans. Opposition fans who can't watch Man United or Liverpool at home are awful. Yeah, can you imagine? You're going there and someone goes, "Hey, buddy, can you keep it down? I'm trying to watch the game. Can you just pipe down a little bit over there?" Like, honestly, you'd have to tend to.
I'll be honest. I know some American fans, and they're the ones that support West Ham are good fucking crack. But some of the fucking chants that they make over there,
let's go West Ham, let's go.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Gravy. I really appreciate it, mate. We've been on a few good nights out with Gravy. You know what I mean? So
No, he's good lad. He's right though, like about these fans are the plastic glory hunters that support Liverpool and Man United but live in London. They're like, oh well, I'll just go and go to West Ham. Do you know what I mean? I'll get in there. And they hurt the atmosphere. That those people.
Let's take some comments because there was a comment about that somewhere along the line. We've got some starred super chats on the last one, Dan.
What? Oh shit! Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah. Shit.
Actually, that might not be from the last one. Actually, no, I think they're from this one. Actually, oh, it is from the last one.
No, he can't make his mind up.
The thing is, there was a comment I starred where someone said, the only way to do it is to vote with your feet, right? And yeah, it is a way to make people see, but the problem is, again, they don't care. They want us as season ticket holders out the door so that they can then sell my seat and Dan's seat and your seat, Nick, for hundreds of pounds a game.
To those Arsenal fans and Man United fans and Liverpool fans.
What I'm saying. And this is the thing. Voting with your feet is the best way, right? It's the best way to deal with anything if it would actually affect them.
Shout out to Steve WHU Bell, one of our esteemed moderators, $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much, mate. That podcast has pissed me right off. Cannot wait for the season to end. Steve, I said, don't let it wind you up because it's the same old shit. It's the same old shit. The worst thing about that podcast to me was her jumper. Honestly, that hurt my eyes looking at it. That was horrendous. That and that co-host, if you sit and watch it, listening to him was more painful than her because he's sitting there going, oh, that's just a great businesswoman and a great mind of football and a great mother. Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you manage to juggle all these things and be so brilliant at what you do? Just tell me, like, how do you do this? And he's just like, get your head out of her ass.
The fact that she was dressed like she was in that 70s show is irrelevant, to be quite honest with you. But it's a business podcast. Yeah. What the fuck is doing on Sky Sports? I've got no fucking clue. Because who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? If you're a sports fan, who gives a shit what happens in the boardroom? No one. No one gives a fucking monkeys what's going on.
We sort of do because that's half the time why we want the board out.
No, but the thing is, they're talking about the angle. I care if she talks about deals like, oh, this deal didn't get over the line because don't do inside things. But when he's talking, he's talking about like how you manage. Yeah, she was talking about how you manage staff, and he's it's so important that we have staff that can come in and they can get promotion and like just listen. I'm sorry if you work for West Ham and you work in the offices and stuff. Good on you. I don't give a shit about I don't care. I don't want to listen to it on a podcast. It is no interest, and you look at the views it got. Because no one's interested. They want to know the fucking juicy stuff of football that football fans want to know. They don't want to know all the dry, boring business side of things. Unless you're talking about the business of signing players.
One of the things she turned around and said is, in my business life, and this is how it went, in my business life, all I want is freedom. So I don't want to do anything that I don't want to do. I just wanted to do the things that I did want. Who gives a shit about that? That's not for a fucking football podcast, is it? It's not a sport. I mean, it's a woman that works in sport, and she has got some heritage. The woman, in terms of like the way she broke the mold in terms of women working in football. She was a ruthless cow. And
she's a good businesswoman. I'll give it to her that. And she's
side of football, and she
has, and we have to give it to her. She's grown the business of West Ham, right? She's done good in her job.
But to what detriment? So she.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
It killed the fans. It's killed the fan base. It's killed it. And the next thing we're going to talk about with the season tickets is going to prove that. It's going to prove it.
I think that's a thing in general with the Premier League now. The Premier League is killing football fans. They don't want regular football fans. And that's what it boils down. They don't want season ticket holders. They don't want season tickets.
No, they do want season ticket holders, Scott, because that's guaranteed money every season.
No, Dan, they don't. Man City, when people give up their season tickets for Man City, they're not allowing new season tickets to be purchased.
Well, for some of them, think about it. If that's the case, Scott, why like the proportion when we moved to this stadium, the portion of season ticket holders to match day tickets was massively in favour. There was like the percentage of seats that season ticket seats was crazy.
Yes, they were scared.
But then at them season tickets, at the prices that the season tickets are sold, when you look at the cheaper ones, right at the back, I think what the child one was £99. Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what their ideal situation is? And this is why, right? And this is why they sold it to so many people that don't really support the club. Their ideal situation is that you buy a season ticket and then you sell it back to them.
Yep.
That's what they want. That is their ideal situation.
Well, that's why they fucking send me like 5 texts all throughout the week. Like, don't forget to relist your season ticket.
Ideal situation. So you pay them the fee up front. Right, you get to a game like we all know the fucking fair weather fans are going to turn up to the Arsenals and the Man Uniteds and the Man Cities and the fucking Chelseas and the Tottenhams and all that. But when it comes to Brentfords and all that, and you see it, around you. When you look around you, they're not there anymore. The people that have got them tickets that turn up for them very rare games, all of a sudden and this is not knocking them, it's a Chinese person. Or it's a Korean person, or it's an Italian person, or it's an Argentinian person, or it's a Mexican person. look around you.
Mm.
Because that is their ideal situation. You pay a set amount of money, right, per season, right? So you work it out. I think it works out to about 20-something pound a game, yeah, or 30-something pound a game, right?
Mhm.
You get to Brentford, they go, we'll give you 18 quid for that. They go, yeah, okay, 18 quid for that. They sell it to some fucking poor bastard on the gate for 75 fucking pounds. That is the ideal situation. That's what they want.
That's massive. You think about it, actually, because that's like a massive profit, because they're still getting your season ticket money, giving you club cash. By the way, they don't give you money. They give you credit to spend either on your season ticket or in the shop.
And what do they do at the end of the season? What do they do at the end of the season? They take it all off.
If you give it, you get a deadline. So when I had mine, I had until like midway through August, before the third kit had come out. I had to spend my club cash, and which is a joke. Like this, I've paid for this season ticket. I'm selling it back to you to sell on and make money, but you won't give me any of that money. I get to give it back to you, the credit, and so you just get massive profits, and that's the fucking problem with it.
That is their ideal situation. They swap it for you for the cheap Chinese took they've got in the fucking club shop. And it's £2 for and they're charging you 80 for it, and that is
because you can't use isn't it something you can't use it on Umbro or something like that?
You can't use it on affiliated things that cost money to produce. No, you have to
I can't remember
PlayStation covers that they're selling for 25 quid that they buy for 50 fucking pence, and that is why, right? Me personally, I would never. And I have never, and I would never, ever sell my ticket back to them. I never, if I can't go and I can't find someone that wants to go, I'd rather let it go empty.
And that's what I've done.
Well, no, I mean, I would do it just because then you get money off yourself. That's only why, to just get the money off the ticket. Even then, they screwed me over massively on that, and they screwed me over massively because I paid for two season tickets, mine and my mum's. And, we got the club cash. She had like loads of club cash on hers. And I used the club cash. I used like my club cash, and I renewed the seat. They wouldn't let me use both club cashes because I paid for both, which means I have to renew both, but I could only use my club cash. I couldn't use my mum's club cash, even though it's on her ticket. So I can't use the club cash that's on her ticket because she would have to renew it and she would have to pay it. I only got to use mine, which was significantly less.
Yeah, just give her the money. Just give her the money and let her do it herself.
But they wouldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but that's the thing with that club cash. It is just a big rip-off because at the end of the day, the money's in their coffers.
All right,
the money's never in your hand. It's always in their coffers, and that's how they look at it.
Boys, let's move on. I've had enough.
Yeah. Well, let's so just getting on it because it kind of goes on to this, and this is Scott sent this, and it was posted by Karren Hugh. And it just talked about the season ticket renewal rate. And it was very interesting because it really ties into what we're talking about here, and it backs it up. And it talks about the amount of seasons, shows the amount of season tickets we've lost since we've moved in there. So you look at it, the renewal rate was 89% in 2017. We lost 5,500 season tickets. So that's people that came first. They had one season in the new stadium, didn't like it. 5,500 didn't renew. Then 2018, 4,000. 2019, 3,102. Then 6,480 in 2021.
Right, let's let some context on that. That would have been COVID.
Yeah, that's 2021 is the post. Well, it's 20. The 2020. Yeah, it would have been the first COVID.
So
yeah, that would have been the first COVID.
Yeah. So,
but didn't we get? I don't remember having to. Didn't we get? Because it was behind closed doors. Didn't we get a freeze or something?
Yeah, we got money back, didn't we? Because we missed most of the season, didn't we?
Well, we missed most of the previous season, but the next season wasn't 21, 22 behind closed doors. The whole season.
2021.
21, 22 season, because part of
No. We went
back. 2020 to 21. Yeah, so they don't count 2020 season. Yeah, so 2021, 6,480. That's when we went back to football. Yeah, that's when 2021 was when we could go back into the stadium. Then 1,150. 1,650, sorry, 2022, 2023, 3,330. And then finally, last season, 2024, at the start of this season, 4,850 people didn't renew. That's a total since we moved in of 20,930. So you think in Upton Park, how many? It was 35,000. Yeah, so 35 capacity. Season ticket holders would have been what? 20,000, 28,000. So we've lost like near enough the amount of season ticket holders. I'm not saying that they was all Upton Park. Some of them might have been new people. But I reckon a lot of them, and I know for a fact, because I know lots of people that were season ticket holders at Upton Park that we've lost throughout the years that haven't renewed, and they've been replaced with new.
It would be interesting to see how many people on that Founders Wall are actually still there.
Yeah, I know quite a few that are on there.
That's what I'm saying. You know, and that's the crazy thing about it. It just goes to show that how fed up it is over there. You know, look, we don't like it. None of us like it over there. We've never liked it over there. You know, the walk, the way the stadium is, we've not liked it. We still don't like it. It don't matter how good the football's been or how bad the football's been. We don't like it. You know, don't like travelling there. You know, Dan, your uncle gave it up because of, you know, the walk to get to the stadium and stuff like that. And you know, you can just see it. It's just a massive pain in the arse. Going football over there is a pain in the backside, and it's easier to get to than it was Upton Park.
Yeah. Well, yeah, depending. Not for me, but no. Yeah, in general. Because the thing is, I was saying this. I was over there yesterday. I was there yesterday doing some. Yeah. Cheers for that. Oh no, he hasn't done it properly. No, he's fucked us there. He's fucked us big time. It's just boom, gone. Yeah, I was over there doing a photo shoot thing, like for when I have a Channel 1 when they wanted some pictures, do an intro anyway. So I'm there, and I was just saying this to the lad. I was like, how much I hate the walk. Like I used to walk on a regular basis. Sometimes I'd walk from Barking to Upton Park. Sometimes I'd walk from East Ham to Upton Park. I would really, especially after the game, I would definitely walk back to East Ham. I'd never after the game go up to Park Station because I'm not queuing for nothing. I like that walk. I love the walk down Barking Road. Right, I enjoyed it. So it's a decent amount of time walk. Right, but it felt like nothing. I enjoyed it. Other fans there. You had space. You had pubs along the way. It was proper. The walk from Stratford Station or Stratford High Street to West Ham, I don't enjoy it. I just the vibe. It don't feel West Ham.
No, you are right, mate. You are right. Yeah, you know, you used to walk along the Barking Road and you see the floodlights in the distance lighting up the sky. You know, it used to be part of the nostalgia of playing there. You know, now, like you said, mate, it's just there's nothing about it. Nothing about it.
Nothing feels. Yeah, there's nothing. It feels football. West Ham. Like you walk down that like Barking Road, you see there's all people in the pubs. There's people in the pie man shops, the chip shop, people with the scarves walking with their kids, and you just feel part of something. Whereas, like over there, like you're mixing with all of these fucking shoppers at Westfields, and all these brats going around the park and all of this. That I was there yesterday. All these joggers were around. I'm like, and fucking people walking their prams and. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to explain for a lot of people.
The mad thing about it, right, is that when you go back to Upton Park, right, when you look back at it, everyone knew when West Ham were playing, right? Yeah. And people that didn't go to West Ham, apart from like in the evening games when it was sort of rush hour, people still getting over it, they weren't there. Do you know what I mean? No. It never felt like they were there. Shoppers weren't there. Like I said, when you go to that place now, it is. You're in amongst shoppers and they're sitting there going, oh, why is it so busy?
Yeah, you know, and you're not with, like I said, all these posh gentrified twats. Exactly. You know, there was locals around there and stuff like that. But I loved that walk. I've done that walk so many times. It was like, do you know what? Especially, I could go there and I could get off at Upton Park, whatever. I'm going to walk down Barking Road, like, and we'll stop at the Denmark. We'll stop at the M&M bar.
Yep, that's it, mate. The thing is, like, there's a comment in I started. We ain't brought it up, but. Guy saying, you know, if I come over from Canada to watch the game, you saying I'm not welcome. We're not saying that you're not welcome because you're a fan. All fans are welcome so long as they're fans. We don't want people coming who ain't fans.
No, the thing is, Rich, and the main thing is, look, I get to the fact, like, if you're a tourist, there's lots of Brits and West Ham fans, I don't know at all. Nicky was a tourist for PSG. He went over PSG and he was with his boy. Oh, I want to take in a PSG. My mum went to Barcelona, watch a Barcelona game when she was over. I get that. Like, if you're from Japan or whatever, it's the Premier League. I hear about the Premier League. Here he is, Mr. Tourist himself. But like I said, Brits are tourists in other. There's no problem because Brits do it when they go and see, Real Madrid. Let me go to catch that. That's fine. The problem is, Rich, and it's like, if you're coming over here and you're coming to a West Ham game, don't you ever dare, and I'm not saying you would do this, don't you ever dare tell West Ham fans to be quiet or to stop singing or don't sing or to sit down. Like, if you're a tourist, you're a guest in this stadium, you're a guest at our club, you adapt or you just be quiet. Let fans cheer, let fans sing. For someone to come over from America and tell a West Ham fan, be quiet, is disgusting. You don't belong in.
Did that happen?
What? That happened to Dave. He said to Gravy. He said it. That happened to. It was an American fan who told him to pipe down, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like to put that.
I don't think it's not that, right? But you see him, right? Listen, we have a guy come over. We have a guy come down from Newcastle. I know that's not too fucking far, but I'm telling you what, mate. You won't want to fucking do the drive every week from now, right? We have a guy come over from France regularly. We have a guy who used to come over from Slovakia regularly. We have a guy come over from Ireland regularly. We have a couple of come over from Ireland regularly who come and speak to us, who come to watch the football. We have people coming from Belgium. We have people coming from all over, right?
Yeah, LA, yeah.
But you know what I do see a lot? And especially me when I haven't got my fucking season ticket with me, or used to because it's on the phone now. But when I didn't used to have my season ticket a lot, I used to just see people just walking up to. They're in the area, they're shopping. They look over, like, what's going on over there? Have a wander over. Is there any tickets available? Yeah, you can buy 2 for £150. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, we'll go in and have a butcher's at that. Some rich bird and her fucking rich husband. They're sitting there. And all of a sudden, they're sitting around people going, fucking hell, fucking hell, fucking hell, fucking hell. And they're thinking, God damn, man, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what happens a lot. And you see it. They just wander up. They think about what's going on. And exactly what you were saying there, right, with the mixing in. Listen, you walk to that stadium now, you're walking with mothers, you're walking with babies in prams, taking them to the park. You're walking, the nearest you see is the fucking dodgy geezers you have with fucking trying to sell the half and half scarves, which we was talking about that the other day. They must be making enough. They must be making enough, right? Mm. But right, you also have to find. I'm walking through there the other day. There's people walking to ABBA.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. You got the ABBA.
Because it's an arena. It's an arena, and there's arenas around it. It's just shite. And I'll be honest with you, we're 47 minutes talking about this shite. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, no, we're just to tap off the renewal rate. I get it. Like, I know so many people. I was speaking to Nick Tucker, who he didn't say he wasn't going to renew, but he hasn't been as much, and he said he ain't been enjoying it. Like, he hasn't been enjoying it, and I completely agree with him. And we felt like it. And for me, a big reason why I'm still going to this, I'm still a season ticket holder, has been this channel, because we go there and we film and we cover the games. Like, so I still go mainly for that reason, and just not having any enjoy. When you've had something for so long, it is hard to give it up for me, to have that sitting in, because once you've given it up, you don't know if you're going to be able to ever get it back. So there's that and the channel. But I feel like I've had so many times where I've like, I have to pay, and the price goes up every year. That also has an effect. People go, now I have to pay more for it. Like, I'm not enjoying. I have to pay more for it now, and more, and then more and more. Like, so I get it. I get why it's.
And I think the thing that I like about it is the people we stand around.
Yeah,
we get on with all the people we stand there with, and you make new friends. Yeah, that's one thing that.
Even the guy behind me next to you's calmed down a bit. Actually, he's a lot more bearable.
That's what I'm saying. You talk to people. These are people I only see at football. And we get on with them really well. We all have a sit down and we have a chat during the game. We talk about the game. We all F and blind at the referee at the same time, that type of thing. So that is one of the main reasons why I wouldn't give it up.
Yeah, it's nice, that community. You go and you see the same bit, and you're like, "Oh, how's it going, mate? We're going." I
don't talk to no fucker around me.
Yeah, well, you sit in the fucking the misery section. That's where you are, isn't you? Where everyone sits down and shuts up.
The only one I speak to is Bert.
I bet that was where Gravy got his seat. It was like that. You shut up. We don't do that over here. We don't do that singing and making noise in this section, matey. Like, yeah, you're in a pretty miserable. Scott used to be in the 1966 seat. You want to talk about gentrified, right? Scott got himself a gentrified season ticket. Oh, I'm going to get the 1966 seats. I'm going to get my program. I get my blanket on my padded.
I never got a blanket, mate. I've got a cushion on my seat.
You got to have it for a few. I tell you, he used to pay like over $1,000. Say, Scott, come down here. Like, what are you doing? Paying all that for us? Yeah, no, you did.
Ray says, Nick, you've got no friends. Listen, I'll talk to anybody. I'll talk to anybody, but fucking hell, I can be a miserable fuck. To be honest.
No way. You're joking.
Absolutely. Let's take some comments before we move on, please.
Yes. All right, let's take some comments. Eltel was asking who's going to renew his season ticket. Anyone? Eltel, are you currently got a season ticket you're thinking about not renewing? If you had one and not renewed, it'd be interesting to get where you are on it. But yeah, I think that's a good question. See how many people there are. I'm one of them. So Sid is one of the people that's not renewing or not renewed. Gavin's considering not renewing, and I think there are a lot of people in your seat. I think hopefully if if the football really picks up and the atmosphere picks up, maybe I think people might go, do you know what? Let's see what we're cooking. Rich said, oh no, we replied that. Gravy said, it's a pain, lads, just sitting there to say they've been to a Prem game. Which again, I said, look, I understand it because Nicky was like, I want to say I've been to PSG. I want to see Messi. That was the big thing. So they could look at him.
Yeah, like, I can see him, a little prick. I didn't want to see the game. Oh, my boy did. My boy did. So
yeah, his boy did. Like so, but they're PSG fans looking at him going, look at this fucking big bald Brit. Like, who's he think he is coming here? Did you really join in the songs, Nick? Did you add to the atmosphere?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What did you think? Sing us one of the songs. Go on.
Yeah, share Africa. Paris Saint-Germain. Ding dong.
But that's the thing. You go to these places. You join in. You help create the atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
When I went, I'm going to be honest. When I went, it all of the. I went at a time when all of the atmosphere makers were they was doing a protest, so they weren't going.
Yeah. Oh right.
You know, Spider-Man. He come from the ceiling.
What?
They was promoting the new Spider-Man film, I believe. I don't really know.
What the hell?
It was all in French. Yeah. Funny enough.
Oh,
and all of a sudden, I looked up at the stadium, and the fucking Spider-Man was coming out on the rafters. So,
but no, I would do it if I was in Germany and I could get tickets to fucking to Dortmund or Bayern Munich, mate. I would love to do that. And if I could join in, I don't speak German.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'd have been, I was very close to there as well. So if they'd been there, it would have been mad. It would have been mad. Next to the old
So I don't begrudge people that ain't West Ham fans that maybe are visiting from another country to go, oh, Premier League, West Ham, let me get a ticket. But the more of that there is, the more it hurts the atmosphere.
Yeah. Dan, you saying that, right? You were there. Remember the girl that was there? I think she was Korean.
Yeah,
that game. She joined in with everything.
A
lot. She was loving it, and that's what you want. That's what you go to a football game for.
We need her to be like. I don't know if you guys have seen that Korean Spurs fan woman. She does the watch along. She's quite attractive. Like I must say, she's like all right, and she does the watch alongs at Spurs. You just see her just massive. She speaks English in it, but she's always disappointed. She always looks. I feel so sad for her. I need to rescue her and bring her to a proper club. Like West Ham. But yeah, you got to check it out when they're watch alongs. It's priceless. Rick says, what are people's opinions on Hammers United? I believe that's the fan group. Look, what can you do as a fan? What can you do?
They're trying their hardest. And I speak to the guy quite regularly. In fact, I've got to speak to him more regularly because he's been trying to get hold of me. But they're trying their hardest. They're trying their hardest.
It's limited. There's not much you can do as a fan group. Honestly.
Yeah, the thing I want them to do is to bring down the fucking concessions. That's I noticed that on the podcast.
Well, yeah, that's why when she said we've got the cheapest adult season ticket, she didn't mention child because it's
there ain't no fucking child ones anymore.
Child, it's the same price. Nui says, really though, they aren't going to get rid of fans with a podcast. So why was it done? Must be a reason. Because Jack Sullivan's got a podcast, and there's a guest he can go. He had Barry Fry on the week before. Obviously, he knows Barry Fry.
Fair, I think that Jack Sullivan's got a little bit to ask for. Jack Sullivan should know better by now. That kid never learn. I quite like the kid. I think he's all right, the kid, but he's never going to learn. That's just dragging up old. It was a hide into nothing. That's what I would say. But come on, boys, let's move on now. Come on, I've had enough of this.
I'm just reading the comments, like you said. You said read the comments.
Right, that's enough comments.
You starred that one, by the way, or Scott.
Yeah. That was.
So anyway, let's looking at more positive things. Looking up. Looking at off the stadium could be a reason. Although this could be part of season ticket renewals coming up, which they might be doing it early. So depends how you want to look at it. But Jonathan David, so West Ham have apparently revived their interest in Lille striker Jonathan David, who is available on a free transfer this summer. Graham Potter apparently is keen to improve his attacking options and has identified the Canadian international as a top target. Rich, if you're still there, mate, then we got your boy there. You might tell us a little bit more, Rich, about old Jonathan David. We've been linked with him for quite a while. I think it's one that a lot of fans can hopefully get behind. Maybe we all haven't watched him as much as we maybe watch Prem players, but there's a talent there. And if on a free transfer, it's a no-brainer. If we can get it done, there might be some competition for his signature, so we have to move fast and be decisive.
That's it. The mad thing is, mate, we go round and round and round with strikers. He'll be the perfect fit for what we're looking for, in my opinion. From what I've seen of him, I ain't seen loads of him, but from what I've seen of him, he would fit perfectly into what we're looking for to lead our line. And that's what we need. We need someone to lead that line, and it'll be a good signing, and we need some good signings through the door.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And look, a lot of people are saying he won't come. It's going to be about how we sell the project to him. Just to quickly, and it links in, I promise, we're not going to go too much over that, Brady, but just to link back to the Brady thing. They said to her, I think it was Jack, that just bigged her up of how great she is. Like, Dad always says how great you are at negotiating transfers. And it's like, really? Mm-hmm. Because if we're talking about how great she is over the years and how shit we've been at getting transfers over the line, and if they're seeing her as the answer to be our transfer, I'm just touching it. Do you see that, Nick? When David
I want to call that. I'm going.
All right. What the fuck is that he's eating? It looks like
the thing is, this is the woman that basically slagged off Leicester, and Leicester then said, well, we ain't doing no business with you.
That's what I'm saying. So look, this ties into what I was going to say. And so that's the caveat, is if Karren Brady is negotiating the transfers and selling it, then that's going to be a lot difficult. But what I'm saying is we've got Potter coming in, hopefully trying to play better football, exciting new projects, selling him on the project, what Potter's trying to do, the data-driven. Like, if you can sell Jonathan David, that we're going in an interesting new direction. If he can talk to the manager, talk to Graham Potter. Potter is a very good speaker, very good with his words, can maybe get his ideas across to him clearly, which he does. Then there's a chance you could get a Jonathan David to come. It is going to be very, very important to make sure the person that is selling Jonathan David on the club is the right person, and whether that is a Dan Ashworth if he comes in, or someone. That has to be key. So I wouldn't rule it out. It's going to be a hard deal to do. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not impossible if we can end that season strong.
And that's the thing, mate. Like you said, it is all about selling the project, selling what we're looking at. Look, we are still a big club, and people sit there and say, but we are a big club, right? We've got the fan base is there. We have had a bit of European football, and as fans, we want more of the European football. But the fact we're in London, there's a lot of good selling points to our football club. And like you said, you sell the right project to a player, the player buys into the project. And that's what we're going to need to do. There's a lot of competition this year of clubs looking for strikers come the summer. There's going to be a lot of Arsenal are going to probably be in for one. We're obviously looking for one. There's many other clubs that are linked with Chelsea are going to be looking for another one. And this is the thing this is the thing you have. Yeah. And that's why, like you said, the deal and who's they're selling the club to the players needs to be on point to get players like this through the door, because he will be a big asset to the club, and that's what we need.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we need that. That striker is going to be big, and you go and get someone like a Jonathan David in, and if they're worried about, well, apparently they're not worried about season ticket renewals if they don't want us to renew, but say they are. If you get that in, you want that positivity in, you get that in early. That's going to change the whole perspective of going in the new season with Graham Potter. Get an exciting, high-rated striker in the doors early. All of a sudden, it changes the whole feeling around the fan base of, okay, we're going to do something. We're going in this direction. And so they should go all out and be from now. From now, so as soon as we can start getting that over, boom, do it. Obviously, they're going to try and get a bit of a bidding war guy, and they're going to want other clubs to come in. I said that Everton are interested. But, I don't think that Evan Ferguson will be here next season. It looks like we've signed Daniel Cummins from Scotland, but he's an 18-year-old. He's played in like the 5th tier of Scottish football. Mm-hmm. That seems to be a long-haul signing, unless it's one of these asset flips.
It's a signing that's not going to fucking work out like every other one.
I think it's an asset flip where maybe we sign him and we get him into the team a bit and just make a profit on him. I think that seems to be what that Daniel Cummins, or there could be. I mean, look, what's his name? Brendan Rodgers didn't want to let him go. He tried to say tried to keep him. So there's a talent there. Whether it's going to be Premier League level striker talent, that's another thing.
Jose Mourinho didn't want to let Frank Nouble go, but there we go.
Was that another one?
The thing is, at that age, it's so hard to find talent that's ready to jump straight into your first team. It's good trying to look at the potential talent and things like that, and then handling the players right. But as we know, we've had a lot of potentially good young players that haven't flourished, that haven't gone on to do anything. And this is the problem. And it seems to be a big problem within our academy for me. Players that have been gone out on loan and have just not cut the mustard.
I think Mark, I think Mark Noble played a part in this. I think this was a Mark Noble
apparently
signing. So look, Mark Noble, to be fair to him, the players that he has linked us, when his name's come up and it's been a player, it's been usually a good player, even one we have signed like Kudus or one we haven't signed, So I can't say, but at the end of the day, the new approach that we're going, this is what I don't understand. We've got Carl McCauley and we're going for this data-driven approach. Mark Noble that's a separate thing. So we're not all going in the same direction. We're all looking at this data and focusing on that. That seems to be Mark Noble's just sort of done his thing, and this is what I'm bringing to the table, separate to what Graham and Kyle are doing. So I'm not too sure about that. That's going to be my only doubt, but I'm going to give him a chance. Mark Noble's worked with the youngsters, but you don't expect him to come in. It's not going to be one where he comes in and be ready that season. That is a long haul signing. And maybe it could be the next Alan Irvine and just maybe start a game in a couple of years. Maybe we'll loan him back. I can see it, one of them. But yeah, man, striker-wise, it's going to be key. I hope, Evan Ferguson does what he needs to do this season. I've said it before. I don't think he'll be a West Ham player next season.
He definitely won't be. He definitely won't be. And I've got inside information on that, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. ITK Nicky.
Yeah, ITK Nicky. Definitely will not be.
But yeah, regardless.
But listen, so long as he does the thing for us this season, that's all that matters now.
That's what we need. We just need that stop. Someone quickly mentioned there as well about Fulkrug. Yes, there is rumours Fulkrug will be back quicker than identified. Dubai, there's some sort of voodoo going over there or something, because Antonio was in a near fatal car accident. He's gone to Dubai, might be playing again by the end of the season. Fulkrug had a hamstring tear. I think it was a grade 3 hamstring tear. Could potentially be out for near enough most of the season. Could be back in a matter of weeks. It looks like, you know, or a month. So it could be like 3 to 4 weeks. He could be back, which I think by the Everton game, Charlotte Small says so. Which, oh my God, we need everything we can because do not.
Everton's next week, isn't it, or the week after next?
Yeah. Well, we got. No, we ain't got an international break before that, have we? We got an international break. Yeah, we have, because so we should have Somerville back by the time, but after that international break, and potentially you could have Fulkrug. Paqueta, I think, could be back after that international break. I think Potter said maybe, but you know, it's going to be huge to have Fulkrug back. It's just because how long is he back for? Is he going to be up to speed? Because I rate Fulkrug. Like what the fits I've seen from him, I think he's really going to suit Potter's style. I just don't see him staying fit long enough to have a significant impact on this game.
That's the thing, mate. I'm with you. You know, you saw that in the first 15 minutes of the Potter reign of that he was looking and he would fit into the style that we're looking to play under Potter. But that the fitness issues are the worry. You know, once again, a number 9 cursed with fitness problems. You know, it's just our luck, isn't it?
That many times, that is it's a nightmare, mate. But no, it's good if he gets back. Yeah, this warm weather, it seems to really work. And I was saying that to this Arsenal fan Gal when he was talking about the warm weather. He's like, yeah, well, we just send our guys to and their striker got a hamstring injury in Dubai.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it worked the opposite for them, thankfully, but. For somehow, some way, Antonio is jogging, running. He's coming back, I think, over to train now with the club. And Fulkrug, done his and good on Fulkrug because he took it on himself, off his own back to go to Dubai to train. He was playing football like against people in Dubai, like he was playing football games. Got himself fit quickly to go up to it. So. I respect Fulkrug. It's not his fault. He's got these injuries, and we've signed him. I have nothing against him. It's just Tim Steidton even said he made a mistake on that one, which was funny. But he'll be great. It'll be a big help if we can get him, and we need to end that season strong, man. Big season, big week this week. Arsenal, Everton are against Man United, and you know that
play Ipswich.
Tottenham play Ipswich, and that's going to be a one that we're going to be looking at because look, both teams are in and around us, and a draw for Everton and Man United would be ideal for us. I'd rather, if anyone was going to win, I'd rather be Man United because I can't bear another weekend of Moyes. Look, should have kept him. He's won again. Oh, you know, like smooth brain fucking analysis.
Yeah, this is a big week. Yeah, like I said, Arsenal away is going to be tough, but Leicester at home on Thursday, that's the game.
Well, talking about Arsenal away, I was on the chicken shop this week, doing a preview with the Arsenal game. Let me show you a little clip of this. Right now, the sauce on this fucking show is no fucking joke, right? Let me say this, but see if you can see what I've done here. Right, there's a clip where you have to agree or disagree. Now, at the end of it, I was going to agree with anything that anyone said, right? But there was one thing that I couldn't disagree on, and this was the part that I couldn't agree on, and I had to do another forfeit. But let's have a look at this one quickly.
Bergkamp's goal. The context is he doesn't want to eat the sauce. Next one. Bergkamp's goal against against Newcastle is better than Paulo Di Canio's big goal.
Come on. Don't let me down here. Don't let me down here.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
Bro, Bergkamp's goal's never been replicated.
It's the best in the Premier League era, brother.
Nah,
it's the best in the Premier League era. It's been voted the best goal in the Premier League era.
We've seen scissor kicks. I haven't seen Bergkamp. No one's even replicated Bergkamp's, right?
What? Scissor kick?
No. Di Canio's scissor kick was unreal. But I've seen scissor kicks. Have we seen scissor kicks?
Seen
I ain't
scissor
seen
kicks.
burkaps.
Not like that, you ain't.
I ain't seen
Anyway,
burkaps.
Any fucking scissor kick.
You both got
yeah.
I've already pre-dipped. I'm not
What you mean
I don't
pre-dipped?
now watch this. Now watch this. Just watch this. Watch the sleight of hand. Ready?
I said he pre-dipped.
Pre-dipped.
Here we go.
Is
Watch this.
that like a pre-assist?
Mate, that's gonna kill me anyway.
All right, calm down, jump in.
Dang, look at that.
Yeah,
Did you see
begin, as
that?
you said. Pause. Right.
Did you see it?
Yeah, it was disgraceful. I'm ashamed. Just fucking done it. Disgrace.
Next question. Oh,
Now that bit, I was sort of like gesturing towards the guy because the guy was going to grass me up. And I was like, in there.
He should have grassed you up. Like, you know what, Nick? You are. I can't believe you. I've never known, right, someone from East London who is so bad with spice. Like, you grow up in the East End, right? You grow up on fucking Vindaloos and shit like that. Like, you are.
Hey, I didn't eat a curry till I was 28.
Exactly. Grow up.
Oh, you guys are like fucking 20 years older than me, weren't they? They weren't Indian takeaways. Was there? Like,
It was Indian takeaways.
Vindaloos.
We didn't grow up in the Stone Age, right?
Listen, I grew up on spicy curries, and we had them around all East London. Knew them. You didn't have curry asses. You didn't have Indian takeaways.
They curry asses didn't go to them.
Didn't go to them, mate.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you went to. You live in Kennington. Oh, Kennington,
Mate. If you want the truth, man, we couldn't afford them.
Oh, shut up, Nick.
I'm telling you.
Dad, listen to me now, right? Remember what I do for a living. There's a reason why I only eat at a certain place.
Shut up, Scott.
Right? I'll tell you that now.
Shut up, Scott.
I'll tell you that now. I remember my mate, right? Listen, I remember my mate telling me absolutely raving about this Indian restaurant, yeah? Yeah, absolutely raving about it. I went in there, there was mice in the rice and cockroaches everywhere else. Right? And that was a very, very popular Indian restaurant along the Barking Road. It's the reason I'm very picky where I eat certain foods from.
Fucking hell, Scott. But yeah, no, you are pathetically bad with spice. I'll just say that. Curry asses aside.
I threw up. I threw up in that thing. I threw up. It was bad.
And you look at it. You're saying it's bad. Look at Potts. I'm better at spice than Potts. I've seen Potts eat spicy food. Like he's there, go, oh yeah, that's hot. Yeah, oh that's hot. Like that was his reaction. And you're there,
you'd fall on the fucking floor with that sauce, mate. That sauce is no joke.
Are you joking, mate? I would do that in my. I'm better at spice than Potts.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Now I will get a pot of that sauce. If you can eat the pot of the sauce, I'll give you anything. Anything.
Anything.
Anything.
If I can eat a pot of the sauce,
mate.
I've done the one chip challenge.
No fucking joke, mate. I saw you cripple up over that fucking Korean sauce.
No, I never had it.
Better at that than you were. It was only the fact that I
never had the Korean sauce. I didn't have it. Damo and taste. I didn't because we doused it on chicken. It was on marinated on chicken. I never had the Korean sauce.
Yeah, and you marinated 5 bits of chicken, and it was only the fact that I got full up that I couldn't fucking eat no more.
Yeah. It's still waiting for that fucking forfeit. But yeah, no, like I'm saying, I smash out. I do spice all day long, mate. That sauce, I will piss on that sauce, mate. Nothing like you're there going, and then having to cheat and shit, mate.
Good luck.
Absolutely. Scott's put me on a diet. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Like, do you know what? It is Scott. You'll never eat again. Like, if you ever listen to him, you just start.
Mate, it's easier just not to know. Honestly, the amount of places I've worked in and seen what I've seen.
Is, Scott, people like you don't do your jobs properly. That's the problem because you want repeat work, so you don't.
It's not him. Ain't doing their job properly. It's the fucking restaurants that ain't keeping their kitchen clean.
No, it's I know that, but. You know what I mean? These people go in and they do a bad job on purpose because they want repeat work.
No,
we don't.
I'll prop you up, mate. I'll tell you what.
Our job, right, is to make sure, that we do our job. We do our job. These places don't do their jobs.
But
there's
Scott,
only so much we can do.
If you solved pests, if you controlled pests,
you could never solve pests. You could never solve pests. There's pests everywhere. You got to keep them out. That's the thing. They're not running around your fucking house, are they?
I think the government could do it. I think you could put something in there.
No.
Mate, there's a reason why they say if there was a fucking nuclear war, the only thing that'd be walking around the earth would be cockroaches. There's a reason for that, mate. It's because
about the mice and all that shit. But,
you cannot exterminate them. You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible because if there's one, there's another 1,000 behind them. So yeah,
it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Well,
listen. There are companies out there, right, that do a bad job to get the repeat business. Right, I'm not one of them companies. So that's how you look at it.
Well, Scott, listen. You've been you trying to solve my issue for God knows how many years.
Yeah,
this mouse issue.
Yeah, and what was the problem? Proofing. You got the proofing done. The problem improved.
I know. Yeah, it did. Yeah, eventually. We got there in the end. Yeah, it's. I don't know how we got into that, but it's good. I felt good getting on Scott and these pest control companies, mate. No, there are ones. There are people that, if they cure cancer, then people won't need medication. They won't need all this shit they can sell you. And like in America, they have all these pharma companies, and so you have people like Scott. Get Scott to fix Old Trafford. Yeah, all the vermin in the stands, Scott. That's what you need to fix. The vermin in the stands.
You can't fucking wipe out them cockroaches, that's for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're all round bloody. You're never more than 6 feet away from a Man United fan, are you?
And I do eat Indian food, by the way. So I do eat in an Indian. So
yeah, what's your go-to?
I'll have a little butter chicken.
Butter chicken.
Yeah.
Oh,
what go to for Indian? It's either what do I like? A lamb boona, lamb biryani, or
lamb boona. Yeah, I'll have a bit.
I've never had a boona. What is boona?
Lovely. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's basically it's like a tomato type sauce, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
I've been ordering like the madras like all my life. Like it's pretty much like what or a vindaloo or madras. It's either one of the two.
I don't see the point. I've got very sensitive taste buds.
The thing is, Nick, the more spice you have, the more you build up a tolerance
you build up a tolerance to it. But what's the fucking point of tolerating? I don't want to tolerate it. I want to enjoy it.
I've always liked food that hurts you a little bit, like sour stuff, really sour
You're
stuff.
A fucking sadist, mate, because that is
spicy.
Bad.
I want to feel it. I want to feel it. I don't just to taste it. I want to feel the food.
No, the thing is, Dan,
eat a chicken burger and a punch in the face. You fucking feel that.
That's two separate things.
If you're that bad, mate, eat a chicken burger and I'll fucking whack you around the legs with a stick.
The thing is, Dan, you want spice to add flavour. You don't want spice to burn your lips off.
Yeah, mate,
a little bit of burn is not a bad thing.
All my life, I've come out of eating some of them hot foods, but I feel like Mick Jagger. My lips are fucking flaring, like they're throbbing, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why the fuck would you want to eat that shit? Why would you want to eat it like that?
Nah, like I just like that little bit of when you're eating, you're oh yeah.
Nah, I ate it. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. I don't even eat a zinger burger.
Yeah, this guy, he can zinger burger.
Don't even eat it.
He's sitting there eating a zinger burger. And,
it's bad. I can't eat it. I can't eat it. Eat a burger, mate.
That's pathetic, isn't it? Come on, Scott. You can eat a zinger burger.
Oh, zinger burger. Yeah, I don't mind a zinger burger, mate. As I said, I don't mind spice. I don't mind hot stuff, but I don't want it too hot.
If you'd done this one chip challenge, you would die.
Like, I've done them challenges. Yeah, it's no good for me. It's no good for me, mate. It's no good for me. I don't like it at all. It's one of my...
I remember the pizza I had around Scott's, and I had like them like green chilies on it. And you took a bite of the pizza, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's water."
I won't have chili sauce on kebab. I won't have jalapenos on my Doritos. Nothing like that. We'll eat it.
Spicy Monster Munch.
Spicy Monster Munch.
Flaming hot. He's there going, "Oh my god!"
Them fucking what's-its and that have got a little bit too much for me now.
Spicy what's-its.
I'm telling you, mate. A couple of them ones have got a little bit fucking. Wow, I'll stay away with them ones.
Oh my god, Fal is the one. That is the hottest curry. My mum had it once, and she fainted. Like she passed out from eating this curry.
Yeah, but brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. I'd love that.
It ain't enjoyable, is it? Come on.
Jason Damo done it on our channel once. He done it. They done it, and they was sweating. They said it tastes lovely, but it's fucking hot. And it's I've not tried one myself yet, but I've heard a lot. Look, Chris, he's at Carolina Reaper. You know, he's bang on it. He's on the Carolina Reaper rings.
They used to do a challenge at the Red Dog Saloon.
Yeah,
wings.
remember that.
Wings. I don't know whether they still do it.
What about sour stuff then? What do you like with sour? Because I always liked sour.
Yeah, I'm all right with it.
We used to get these discos and they had the extra little bit of powder. You used to open the packet in the 90s and you used to throw it on to give it that extra, you know, that real.
I know a few people that's had a bit of disco powder every now and then.
Right. So we're talking about salt and vinegar crisps here, people.
Oh, right.
Salt and vinegar crisps with
Dan's opening his disco powder.
Fucking. I did not see the implications as I was saying that.
Toxic waste is what got me used to sour, because I'm going to tell you why. I'm fucking probably incriminating myself here. Years ago, I used to work for a sweet company. Yeah. And let's just say a lot of the sweets ended up in my house. Somehow, you know what I mean? My house was like a fucking corner shop. I swear down on my life. Do you remember it? Do you remember when it was like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, tubs of sweets and the fucking thing. So when they came out, a case of the toxic waste ended up in my front room. And I just sat there eating them. And it's painful at first. But I just ate them and ate them and ate them and ate them. And that's why I ended up 30 stone at one point. You know what I mean? So
just eating doing the face.
Waste, you know, I used to have toxic waste with milk on for breakfast.
I wonder, I wonder, does that combat the sourness? Like,
yeah, you still feel it, but I couldn't eat them. We used to do challenges like.
Really? Toxic waste challenge?
We used to do it when I was only young at the time, and mates used to come around. We used to go, "How many of them can you get in your mouth before you fucking start have to spit them all out?"
Do you know what? I don't think I've never had a toxic waste because it put me off the look of it, like the packaging, the name, toxic waste. I was like, why do I want to eat something called toxic waste? So I never had one.
Oh, it's massive. I
used to see them all the time in the shop, but it just looked horrible, and the name was horrible. I was like, it sounds disgusting. Toxic waste. I don't eat sweet called that. You want to eat all the sweet?
The worst thing that have ever happened to me when I used to work with that sweet company, the worst thing that ever happened to me is, and it's not nothing to do with sweets, right? So obviously, when you work for sweet companies, so what I used to do is basically I was like a middleman. So we'd buy the stuff from the warehouses and the wholesalers, and then we'd sell it to the shops, right? So obviously, like when you've got things like sweets and Panda Pops and things like that, but then you get things like trading cards and stickers and things like that. Yeah, so we used to deliver all that, and we got rid. They gave them to me because we wasn't selling them at the time. Pokemon cards, cases and cases and cases of them.
You'd have been rich off that.
I would have been a millionaire. I would have been a multi-millionaire, right? So when they first started selling the Pokemon cards, when they started to slow down, and they just wanted to store the next thing in a warehouse. Yu-Gi-Oh cards was another one. We had cases and cases and cases, and they just wasn't selling anymore. So when they started to stop selling, basically the stock that we had, they just turned around and went, take it, get it away, because we need that for the next, the Premier League 92, 93 stickers or the 94, 95 stickers. That's what they used to do. Yes, it was just taking up valuable space. And they wasn't expensive at the time in terms of, what you'd pay for them. They'd made their money on them. And basically I had boxes and boxes and boxes of them, Dan, boxes and boxes and boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, all of that. And I just fucking shut them in the fucking bin.
You donut, mate. You fucking donut. Like, mate, you could have looked and you might have got a shiny Charizard.
No, I mean, they weren't the first ones, right? But when I look at them now and people selling boxes of them for 100 grand, and I was thinking to myself, I lobbed about 40 of them in the bin, mate.
Mate, listen. I've chucked many a Pokemon card, and until I now realised how valuable they actually are.
The Yu-Gi-Oh cards I must have had, I reckon, 400 cases of them. They just went, get rid of them. I took them all to my house, and I just looked at them. I went, well, my mum, what are you going to do with them? I was in my mum, and my mum's at the time, and I just went, I don't know, mum. She went, give some to the kids. I can use some for cat litter tray and all that. Test them up and use them for firewood.
The fuck?
Honestly, mate, we couldn't get rid of them. We had cases of them, and
mental.
in the end, they just ended up going in the skip.
Yeah,
because they still go for money. They're still a massive collection.
Oh, mate.
That's what I'm saying, Dad. Do you not see someone they come across 2 cases, unopened cases of the first edition ones?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, they were up for auction. I don't know what they went for in the end, but they were up for auction.
Millions.
By the way, Scott, I'm convinced you're invisible. I really am. Why the F are West Ham fans all bald? I think you're invisible, Scott. I really do.
No, they were wearing a hairpiece. No, it's all my hair. This is my hair. It's not a hairpiece.
You got to do the test in it. What's the test? Like you move it back and forth. Yeah.
Only 50% on a channel are bald. So.
Yeah, true.
If you put it in context, 40%.
If you include Graham, there's literally 2 bald ones on the channel. But they do like the most prominent West Ham fans you see West Ham fans around. The ones that I don't know, you see a lot of bald fans. It happens to be, but then Robbie's bald. Potts was bald. We just ain't gone Turkey. This is the thing. we accept ourselves.
I'll tell you what, right? They had this thing where they had this deal with this someone I was working for had this deal with a Turkish thing. Yeah, one of these it wasn't Turkish actually. I think it was a London clinic. And they asked me would I consider it if I was to be in their sort of advertisement for this promotion of this thing. And I said, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. I said, I would never.
Love to see you with Ryan's hair.
You can go and have it all done for free. We just want to, film the journey of it and all of this sort of thing. Absolutely fucking not. Can you imagine if one day I turn up with a fucking Barry Venison haircut?
Mate, it would be brilliant.
Oh, mate, I just thought to myself, I've been bald most of my fucking life, and now I'm going to turn up looking like Peter fucking Stringfellow doing the fan cams and the fucking left the fucking mullet. Go away, you stupid fucks. Like, I'd rather just be bald. I went bald. I'm bald. I've always been bald.
Yeah, I've been bald for about 13, 14 years, I would say. As soon as I see the signs, it started going. I was never about clinging on. I was like, nah, it's starting to look bad. Fucking shave it. Like, I wasn't to cling on.
Do you remember that photo of us sitting on the benches outside the London Stadium, and someone commented that it was like, what was it, Regain? The way we went.
Yeah, we see the stages of there, because it would like Ryan, then you, then Nicky, who had like a little bit, then me, the baldest. Like, geezer on the left must have good hair genes.
Yeah, no, I was going to say worth 10 years ago.
I'm getting older now, mate. Listen, it's good. I'm still all right.
I can imagine you bald, Scott. It would look so.
Mate, I'd look awful.
I'm still.
Would you go Turkey, Scott, if you was going like bald?
No, mate. If I started to go bald, I'd be like you.
When he gets his fucking teeth done and he turns up looking like the fucking mask when he first puts it on.
Yeah,
look like Amy Childs.
It's terrible because obviously I know people that have had it done, and what they do, they fucking stick all holes.
It's grim, mate. It's grim.
Yeah, honestly, you have blood just pissing down your body, just covered.
It's grim, mate. It's painful. Apparently, it's painful.
Yeah. They're honestly just be bald. I get it. Some people can't pull it off. Like, thankfully, I have the head shape for it. Nicky has a head shape for it, but you don't have the head shape for it. You don't have the head shape. So if you go bald, Scott, you might have to go.
I feel sorry for people that that go bald and then they have to shave it and they look like the fucking xenomorph off of Alien. I feel really sorry for them.
Yeah. The thing is that's why you're always better as well just doing it earlier than clinging on later, and then you go because it's
people get used to it. People get used to it.
People have been used to it being bald for so long.
Yeah, he's got an air transplant. I don't know every one of these people to know that.
No, he said it. He said it on his show. Everyone knows. I never knew he was bald because I only ever see him with a hat.
That's
and then I was on his preview on AFTV, and afterwards he took his hat off and everything. I've never seen him take his hat off.
The only issue I have with being bald is you see me over the last couple of days. I wasn't happy with it. When it starts to grow through a little bit, it looks fucking horrible. So I went to the barbers today and I got a nice trim and I got a beard trim and all that sort of thing. You don't keep on top of it, you end up looking like fucking.
Look, you got a trim, mate. You get none of these.
Yeah, but I enjoy one.
What? You ain't got one. You got one. Yeah, why do you need to fucking go barbers? Just job done, mate. You go barbers. I go. I
like my little thing today, but the barber he upset me today a little bit. I got to say, he was. I said to him about the hot towel. I like to have a hot towel and the fucking. Sometimes I have a face mask and all that sort of thing. All right. Why are you shaking your head for? It's an experience.
I get my barber to come around here and just cut me out. That's all I want a barber to do.
I just come to you.
Well, listen, I'm just telling you what I do. I enjoy it. All right. I don't have much in my fucking life. I like to enjoy the things, right? And that is a joke, by the way. I've got plenty in my life, but yeah, these are nice little things. So I said to him, I want a hot towel, really, really hot. I like them really hot, right? Wrap it around my face, makes me look a bit younger for a couple of hours, right? So yeah, so they're fucking like, okay, yeah. I'm like really hot, mate. This geezer's like, do you want me to do your ears? And do you know about this, Scott? Burning your ears?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Burn your. This can't hold the flame up to it. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, they're meant to flick it, aren't they?
Yeah.
In and out, right? This guy's just went, like stuck it in my ear roll. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I thought you liked it hot. And I'm like, yeah, I like it hot, man. I don't know if he scalded.
I thought you liked it, bad boy. That's like you went for some sort of BDSM fucking treatment there.
Somebody said to me they don't charge me, do they? Of course they charge me. Do you know what? I had
cut, is there?
Said Nicky, get the channel sponsored by Manscaped. Dan's going to email him this week.
we did have Manscaped. We remember everyone very fancy.
Yeah, my pubes were fucking brilliant.
They were very fancy.
If Manscaped were watching, I really, really like your products, and we would really like an endorsement. So, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, look. We'll just see. We got to groom ourselves with these tools. See if we had your products. Could you imagine?
Yeah, the lawnmower 5.0. Be a
lawnmower. Brian's doing great. He's been unwell. He's better now. I wanted to get him on the preview, but he was working. So Nicky, actually, if anyone's going to demonstrate live on stream as using a Manscaped, it's going to be Nicky, because if you weren't, you probably did see Paulie Walnuts. He got his walnuts waxed on stream. So when is Jace going to shave his off? He's got to do it soon. He's clinging on for dear life.
Mate, it is becoming a myth.
It is. Honestly, like it's time. It's time to go. I'm going to send him that, because I'm glad you've said that.
He's looking like 2008 McLaren. That's what he's looking like.
He's determined to do Bobby Charlton. That's what he said.
Oh Lord,
God,
he was Bobby Charlton. I can't believe that was a fashion. Was it a fashion? Anyone from that era? Was that cool?
What, being bald?
No, like comb over.
No, it's not fashion, Dan. It was the fucking people trying to fucking cling on to what they ain't got.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
The thing is with that fucking haircut, right? And you look at them all, you see Bobby Charlton, a fucking twonk, right? Do you know what? That man looked a very gracious bald man. See him, he gets a flap of wind and the cunt looks like a fucking flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like really long hair up there. I know a geezer, right? I won't mention his name, but there was a presenter. I won't mention their names, right? There was a presenter, and they had a partner that was bald. Yeah. And he used to swirl his hair around like an ice cream cone. He grew it really right. If I was watching him, knows exactly what I'm talking about. He used to get his hair and he used to swirl it around. And he used to be like he used to look like something out of a fucking cartoon, but he used to swirl it around. I used to think, come on, mate.
Just shave it off. Like,
fucking do it, you prick.
It takes years off you. If I go for a few days, and it starts to grow in, it fucking ages me, and then I shave it, and then it just takes like 10 years.
Walnut whip, an ice gem.
yeah.
It was like
ice gem.
Fuck's sake, ice gem. I know I've seen a fucking ice gem for years.
They were crap, but we used to have them in the house, so I'd eat them.
Mate, yeah, and we always used to have them, and they always used to be things at the bottom of the snack drawer. You know, when you got to the very end, there'd be ice gems. I'd be, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, the worst ones was when you get the ones where where the ice gem, the biscuit part and the ice gem part came apart.
Yeah,
and you eat the gem on its own or the biscuit on its own. It was even worse when they were separated than eating them together. It's just a bit of sugar and a dry biscuit. Like, you have to have them together. They were crap. I don't know if they're still
shit and sugar.
Yeah, it is.
That's what it was. Shit and sugar.
They honestly, it's like party rings. They were something that they weren't great, but you'd eat them, wouldn't they? They were
and I haven't had for ages. Them pink wafers, man. The Pink Panther wafers.
Oh my god, we got them. I just had some before the stream. I had a couple of Pink Panther wafers.
No way. Where'd you get them from? I ain't seen them.
They do them in like Poundland and places like that. Yeah, you get Pink Panther wafers, man. I just had a couple before jumping on.
I'm going to end the stream now because I've got to get ready for fucking for Arsenal tomorrow. So you can carry on if you want, but I'm going to depart.
Right. Yes, go and get a good night's sleep for the journey tomorrow.
I will be at Arsenal tomorrow. Anyone wants to come up and have a fan cam with me?
Just outside the ground. Well, yeah, we'll wrap it up then as we're all together. Pink and whites. Oh, yeah, they're nice. They're nice. Marshmallows and that. Yeah. So, listen, thank you all for watching. I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow. I think Jace is working, so it may be just me. Scott is doing father duties. Otherwise, I'd get him on. So, yeah, like I said, fan cams, all of that good stuff. One thing left to say. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.